Going on a reality TV show is like getting a tattoo. It can't be undone. While it may be a reflection of a certain period of a person's life, it may be something that is permanent. Today we are going to be taking an insight or looking at the life after a reality TV show. This is Amina Atairu show. Stay tuned as we unveil our guests. The world is changing, business is evolving, shrinking workforce. The politics is starting, billions spent, yet insecurity persists. How can you live in a world and not be curious about what is happening around you? Why is happening? Where is happening? And how can the narrative change? From societal issues to climate change, lifestyle, and even entertainment. So many unanswered questions. Join me in finding answers. This is the Amina Atairu show.
Are you all my personal dreams?
Thank you for staying tuned. This is the Amina Atairu show. And today we have a housemate, an ex-housemate of the Big Brother Season 6, popularly known as Mr. Flames, but I call him Jaypaul. Hello, Jaypaul.
Okay, that your intro no be here.
Hey, man, now.
Tattoo.
Based on the text, I sabi now.
I'm good. I'm
How
good.
you?
I'm chilling. I almost thought you were going to say ex-convict.
No,
I say
no.
ex.
Ex, not be ex in the corner. I say
Yeah.
former.
Nah,
My ex in the corner.
Now prison will be in go. We just dey come out.
But I mean, but just tell me, how have you been? Like, I've not seen you in ages.
Mina, you know the story now. You know the vibe. You know where we come from.
I know the story that year, but I don't know the story after.
You don't know the story. It's been okay. It's been good. This is what we always wanted and more. We wanted that exposure to the world, and that's what the reality show did for us. The Big Brother show. It just exposed us to the world. Every other thing I just jar. But the main thing is you go out there and you let the world see you and see what you can do. So yeah, that's
I recall that. I mean, you tried to get into the season 5
yeah.
of the Big Brother
Yeah.
house, and you know, it was a bit devastating for a lot of us who actually anticipated.
Yeah.
You know, seeing you on TV,
Yeah.
and then a year after you went, you know, you got into season 6. How was that for you, really?
I was even at the point, I think through the audition stages, there's an audition stage where you get to meet judges, and they kept asking me, why are you coming back? And I kept saying, there's no room for failure. You know, the fact that I failed the last time, I was that close means I can actually get there, you know, and that pushed me on. It was a hard experience, especially getting so close. Like, I was about 45 minutes from being in the house. Yeah, I was already there.
Which means you're already like branded.
My things not this house, so you don't understand. The guys go bring out my stuff from house.
Wow.
So it was that hard. It was that hard, and it was beyond their control too. I mean, they were.
What
not
did you
too
think
good.
happened at that point in time, really?
Oh man, the story is already out. Like, I mean, back then I couldn't say much about it, but I mean, the story is there. Everybody knows the story now. So it was a very difficult year. Season 5 was called Lockdown Edition, right? And Lockdown Edition was the edition where COVID just came. That was 2020. 2020.
It was 2020.
Yes, it was 2020. COVID just hit really hard, and the world was still trying to understand what COVID was at that point. And then them doing a show of that magnitude where they're going to put different people in the house, and they were under the watch of the government and everybody. So we went through lots of tests. You know, COVID tests from the beginning to the end. We're in lockdown for so long. You know, lockdown, you can't see anybody, nothing. While you're in lockdown, you're going through different kinds of tests every other time, and you know. So I had gone through the last test before the show. I think it was on a Saturday. The show was on a Sunday. So we're waiting for the last test to come in. So a few batch had come in, right? The first few batch had come in, and mine was part of the ones that had not yet come in. But I mean, they were sure I was going in. You know, like my bags and everything were just waiting. And then the next thing, I get news that this was like 6:30. Show was like 7. I was already all dressed up, and I'm getting news from the producers, and they say, well, the last set of results just came in, and it wasn't negative, it wasn't positive, it was inconclusive.
Wow, that's like Nigerian election.
I would not lie to you, I blacked out because in my head I'm like, what could have gone wrong? It's not something anybody should go through.
Yeah, I get that.
So I found myself going back to lockdown. I was in isolation, and at that point they couldn't do anything because they were fighting lots of pressure from the government, pressure from doing the show at that time. So it was beyond their control. So I was still in lockdown for another, say, close to 3 weeks, and it was devastating. It was devastating.
I mean, I can't imagine because I've not been in that shoes. I wouldn't want to say. I can imagine. But let's fast forward. I mean, you got, into the house, and now you're out of the house. I mean, it's close to what? It's going to get to a year in a few months.
It's about 6 months,
6 months
since I came out from the house.
Exactly. So 6 months after the reality show, so much expectations. A lot of people believe that. I mean, Paul will have money now, and all those stuff. How has life been really? What were you expecting when you first came out of the house? Did you meet your expectations?
So it's a whole lot. It's all I expected and more. In the sense that there's so much that I was not even prepared for, that I came out to meet. So it's a lot of pressure, not just from career-wise, from family to friends. They say success has a lot of friends and family. At the same time, you now have to maintain the same energy with everybody. You have to make sure this person is okay, this person is okay, because everybody wants some sort of attention, and then you have to maintain that energy.
Yeah.
So it's mentally and psychologically demanding, in the sense that now your life is in the public.
Yeah.
And everybody, even fan base, and everybody expects certain things from you, and you have to be able to control your life and be in control of your decisions, and decide that, if I'm doing this for me, and I'm not doing it because fans want this and this. There's a lot of pressure everywhere. And then you think, because you're not getting deals, this other person's getting. No, there's a lot of pressure. So you now have to, for us, Big Brother stars, we now have to be able to fight and differentiate ourselves from Big Brother, and let people see us in a different light for what we are. So now it's a battle of saying, I was on the show, but it's beyond the show now. These are my talents.
This is Jaypaul.
This is Jaypaul. Jaypaul is the TV guy, is the TV host, is the presenter, is the music guy, is the producer, is the director. So I have to now start advertising those other sides of me, so that there's longevity. Because at the end of the day, you want to be able to stand the test of time.
A lot of your fans out there believe that by now, Paul should be riding in range and, Royce and all the Royce and all, because we see the female housemates, doing really well, getting endorsements from properties, from big brands, buying cars. And we're expecting that, Mr. Flames.
First of all, I'm a very low-key guy, in the sense that whatever I do, material, I don't really like. Forget say I go reality show, I did very low-key. But let's look at the reality the reality TV world.
Yeah.
Naturally, it favors women more than it favors.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Who's the biggest reality TV star in the world?
Right now, it's Kim K.
Yeah.
But there's a difference.
Is there a guy? Do you know any guy?
Yes.
Who's the guy?
Chris.
Who's Chris Brown?
Scott, actually. Scott.
No, so
Scott is there.
What I'm trying to say is that aesthetically pleasing, people want to see women, you can't do a reality show without putting hot girls and hot, because people want to see that. The same thing with the guys as well. But after the show, the guys need to prove themselves even more, right? Because they now need to prove talent-wise, right? What do they do after? Is it music? Is it acting? Is it all that? They need to constantly be in your face for you to even keep remembering them. But for the girls, it's easy. You just remember, who was that girl that was on? You remember. Let's not call names here, right? But so yeah, that's why you find it even more difficult for guys, naturally, in Big Brother history. They have to prove themselves even more. Let's take Lekon, for instance, right? I mean, he came on the biggest stage, to prove that he's an artist, he's a rapper. He's done that. He's finished from the show. But he still has to constantly prove the fact that, yo, it's Lekon, because people still see him as that Big Brother guy. He's trying so hard to deviate from that Big Brother character and be Lekon of music.
Yeah.
Right? So he still has to push extra to be in that mainstream, because people that get the spirit within that.
I know, right?
Yeah, people just look at you and they still see Big Brother.
So a lot of the time, yes, while you were in the house and after you were in the house, I'm going to just, pick two things and hit it at the same time. People felt that, Paul was still, that quiet guy. He doesn't like stress and all. And they feel that you were playing too safe.
Yeah.
How has that affected the Jaypaul that we know?
That you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a different reality being in that house. Regardless, I always tell people, you think you have a game plan. When you get into those doors, you don't have any game plan.
Yeah, because there were times that we'll just see you
There's
like,
no
it's as if
game
you are
plan.
staring. There were times you were holding the teacup and I just I was like, I'll be thinking, I said, Jaypaul, what's the thing?
There's no game
like, what was going on?
My biggest victory was even entering those doors, first of all. Finally in fact, when I was going through this time around, and I go to the same stage I go through last year, I had this PTSD. I was like, what if I go back again? If person does touch me like this, I could just to go through those doors mentally. So finally getting into the house, it was a different ball game. You get to realize that you think you're a superstar. You're in the midst of superstars. Do you understand? And everybody has something they bring to the table. You're not special. You're not extra special. So when I got in, I was super excited about getting in. So I shared my story of my excitement of how crazy it was for me to get here, how I didn't make it last year. I was so open to everybody, shared my story. I don't know, so that story go make them think I'll be wild card.
Yeah.
So that was the first week. So I didn't see the wild card thing coming. So when the wild card thing came, I was definitely a suspect for being a wild card because they thought, why is this guy here again? That kind of thing. It's probably the wild card. And there was no way I could have gone to defend. In fact, if you defend yourself the more, you look even more guilty. At some point, I started to ask myself, are you sure I'm not the wild card? I had to ask Biggie. I was like, Biggie, do the wild card know that they are the wild card? Because I was confused at the point.
Yeah.
But and then after going through that trauma of my first week, I say I go cover to this one. I'm wild card. So I had to take a step back. After the first week of going through that trauma, and then the next thing I was put up because the guys who were the actual wildcards now had a nomination edge, so I was put up for possible eviction again by them, right? And it was Boma that even saved me. Boma saved me, and I thought, oh my goodness, maybe because I played all my cards on the table. And people, knew my story. That made me a target.
Did you think that? Like exactly what I was trying to, bring out there is, did you feel that you were too real and that didn't help you?
Yeah, I felt I was too open, a book in the beginning, and so I decided, let me take a step back and observe, right? So it took me like another extra week to take a step back and observe. So yeah, that was the period I was now quiet. So you could all see me at the reason, at the team.
Just they drink tea. You go like, gosh! And all, but yeah.
Yeah, so I had to re-strategize, and after that, it was a home stretch for me until the 7th week before I now,
Now, after you came out of the house, life after the Big Brother, you're out of the house now. We've seen you having some endorsement there. One of your first endorsement there was practically you endorsing a slimming brand. And I said, Paul is not slim. What happened there?
Okay, so you know me to be a TV personality, right? And aside that, I'm also into the creative process of television, of filmmaking and all that stuff. So I thought to myself, okay, the deal had been on the table for a while and I didn't want to take it at the beginning. I was like, this thing doesn't fit into my personality. And I thought about it with my team and I said, you know what, let's do this. Let's actually do this because I want to use this to show people my creative ability. Show that, see, you can actually do this. I don't have to look the part. but I can actually sell you. It's just like Jay-Z. Jay-Z will tell you that I can sell sand to someone who is in the desert. So yeah. So I'll say I sold it, you know, and then I did so many creative aspects to it, you know, made people realize that you don't even have to be fat. I mean, from your tummy indigestion and all that stuff. I did a lot of creative videos with it, and people were like, oh, okay. Oh, we didn't see this aspect coming.
Yeah, because we saw a lot of, we saw, I don't want to use what trolls now. We saw a lot of comments, you know. I got, a lot of questions like, babe, you don't see your guy? Why is he endorsing a slimming brand when he's slim? You know, and things like that. I got a lot of that. And again, a lot of people felt that you were not really out there, after, the reality show. What was happening, your first 3 months after that?
No, I was actually, because I would remember that, I mean, I dropped my own eyewear line, right? Who be this guy? I dropped music, I was doing adverts for different brands as well. I did for YouTube, I did for Gordon's. Can I mention this? I did for different brands, and it's not a competition, actually. See, to be honest with you, we all know that the finalists are the ones that will be there when they come out of the show, right? The finalists will be the ones that the whole world will be, focused on, and everybody. So we now have to break the barrier. We now have to work extra hard, and that's the work that was given to me. Like, I have to break it. I have to make sure that these people see my skills, see my potential, and that has paid off. Because I mean, I'm doing other stuff now. I'm on a soap opera. I'm directing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing a reality show as a host, as a TV host.
Yes, I saw that.
It's been good. It's been good.
So I mean, so what we're trying to say is that, I mean, after the reality show, it has all been rosy.
No, that will not be true.
I mean, because you make it sound like it's
no,
really
that will not be true. So it's everything I expected and more. Psychologically, it's demanding. Very demanding.
Tell me about that.
Psychologically, it's demanding because you have to be extra careful what you say, what you do, because you'll be like, oh, okay, if I just tweet this thing now, the next thing, they'll think it's about somebody else, they'll come after me. If I say this, so you have to be extra careful with what you say, what you do, and that's why I say psychologically very demanding.
Do you still feel like Jaypaul? Do you still feel like, this is still me? Yeah. I'm not trying to be safe.
So that's the thing I've been trying to put out there since I came out. I've been trying to be myself as best as possible.
How easy is that?
It's pretty difficult. Some people see this clothes now, they say, you've worn these clothes on this. They'll go and bring pictures. Hey bro, I'm human as well. You get, so that's the thing. You have to fight to be extra. You have to fight hard to be yourself. I remember when I first came out, and the next thing, I was at the hotel. The next thing, people wanted to take pictures with me, and somebody just came and said, no, don't take pictures. I just came out. I'm like, yo, calm down, guys, calm down. I will take these pictures. These are the people that actually voted and watched the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not ready. I'm like, bro, don't worry, I'll take this picture. A lot of things. I would tell you how when I first came out, they're like, bring your phones, we are changing your SIM card and all that stuff. I had to fight through these things. I had to fight. I'd be like, yo, I had my world before I went into the show. And I've always been in this entertainment scene. I can control. You have to be able to take control, of your world. If not, you find yourself, being directed to different destinations you don't want to go to.
I mean, there are a lot of, misconception, I think. Yeah. Questions and misconception at the same time. A lot of people believe that, the season 5 of the Big Brother show, more interesting. You actually have the housemates being successful or more successful, more out there, available, getting deals, being out there, getting all kinds of, job than the season 6. Guys, how would you, answer to that?
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, there's no lie about it, in the sense that, yes, there was more rave about the season 5 than the season 6.
Why did you think that is?
So first of all, let's look at it this way. I think there was more drama in season 5 than there was in season 6. Yes, there was more drama. Let's start from season 5, for instance. Season 5 happened when the world was locked down. when the world was literally paused. Everybody had time.
Yeah, to watch.
Everybody watched television, and that was like the only interesting thing happening. So they had more traffic, and there was no Twitter ban, right? Big Brother thrives on Twitter because there's banter, right? So you have one fan base versus the other fan base, and before you know it, there's wars, and those wars make it even more better, and then the drama and everything. We happened at the time when there was Twitter ban. So you didn't have all the conversations happening. And then the world was only just released from COVID. So everybody was hustling to make their money. A lot of people did not have time to sit down and watch the show.
So you think that was the problem?
A lot of people watched on social media in the sense that they are watching clips. They didn't have time to sit down and watch the full show. Season 5, we watched the show.
Well, a lot of people actually said that is because, I mean, your season didn't really have too many pretty girls aside from, too many pretty girls, aside from the obvious, ones that we actually
Actually, this says
have.
the girls are top now. Why do you do like that? All the girls, see Arsenal, Barcelona, everywhere. What are you talking about?
Really?
Aesthetics everywhere. What are you talking about? But I would say that we're more intellectual in this set than, we're more intellectual than the last set, which was more dramatic. Intellectual in the sense that we're more competitive in terms of, bro, like, even when we have task, you can never tell which team would win because everybody is talented.
No, we saw that. I mean, you were practically, cleaning out, on a lot of tasks, and all. But where is all that money though? Do you think that you have enough savings right now? Do you think if Big Brother didn't happen, there wouldn't have been a Mr. Flames?
Oh wow, that question is there would have been a Mr. Flames. Because there was already Mr. Flames before Big Brother. It's just, I just needed the world to know me more. I was already I was co-running my business, made in Calabar. I had a restaurant in Lekki Phase 1. What else? I was already doing television. I was doing music. I was doing all that, So I only just even directed my own short movie before I went into the house.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It wasn't there. So I needed...
a few people know. I mean, I knew it, but Nigerians, quite a number of them didn't.
So the show basically was a door to the world. So it just opened the door for me to go to the world and the world to see me. And now I don't have to introduce myself when I go to places. People already know, oh, this guy, oh, Jaypaul. Oh, sometimes be like, I know this guy, what's his name? Oh, Jaypaul. Sometimes they call me Flower Boy. So that's how it is. People now know the face, people know the brand. So it's now for me to make use of the opportunities because it doesn't last long, like you said.
A lot of people, I'm still going to go by the people because this show is more of, the questions that people ask that we have to get, the guests and ask them. Some of the questions are not all. People feel that for you to get on a reality show, or before you get on a reality show, like people don't really know you. And hence some people now pay to even get on these shows, believing that is going to help them. Now the question I want to ask is, how did you pay to get on the Big Brother show?
No, I did not pay. I tried for years.
How many auditions did you attend? And what did you think stood you out?
During the 38 set, I auditioned. I got to different sets, different levels, and I didn't make it to the final level before I came back in Lekon set, and then I now came back this set. So it's a process. So see, it's like a game. Like I always say, life is a game. You get to stage 1, stage 2, maybe you fail at stage 2, you start again. When you get to stage 2, you're able to pass faster because you already got to that stage before. So that's how it is. So for the Big Brother, it's the biggest reality show
in Africa.
I would say the world, because there are other Big Brother shows outside the country, in other places. So it's the biggest brand. And of course, you have different people trying to get on the show. But here's the thing, I respect the producers a lot because I've come to understand that it's a social experiment. It's not just an experiment on the contestants, it's also an experiment on you, the viewers. And you're all part of the experiment, even after the show. It's psychological. So they bring in different characters. That's why you find that this set cannot be the same thing as the last set. And you cannot find a character that is the same thing as the next character. Two people cannot be the same thing in the house.
So what did you think stood you out? What was the edge you think you had over?
So yeah, a lot of people think I was the calm guy. That's me.
Yeah,
Usually.
you're actually the calm
Yeah,
guy.
that's me. I'm the calm guy. I'm the guy who,
How far now?
yeah, I want to just make sure everybody's happy.
I was gonna call you Bob.
I don't want stress. Yo, come on. I'm the guy that I don't like, I like to run away from violence. I don't like all that stuff. So, that's my character. And I can also be the clown. That's my character.
Yes, you can.
So, you find there can't be another Perry. There can't be another White Money. Different characters. So it's a show that is actually a real life show that brings real life characters. So when you go for the auditions, there's something they are looking for in you.
So you just have to be real.
Yeah, so they might see the guy who is exciting, who's the comedian, okay, bring this one. See this guy who is the business guy, bring this one. See the model. They bring different sets of people into the house. So you can never tell what the next format will be like. There's no script. I was in the show, and there are certain things that will happen in the show, and I thought to myself, if people on the outside are watching this thing, they would think there's a script. Meanwhile, there's no script. Everything played real life.
Great. So tell me, 6 months after being on the screen and having your life in the open, what next for Paul?
So the thing about Big Brother show, I waited even before I went into the house. I've studied the show for a while, and I realized, yeah, there's music to me, but that's just one element of the whole compound that makes Jaypaul. For me, I think, and I know, it's television, right? Big Brother is not really a musical show.
Yes, it's not.
So you come out and you want to do music, it's quite hard, but it's a television show. So people knew you by watching you on TV, so you need to constantly be in their face to also continue that grind. So look at the people who have transcended the different generations of Big Brother. Ebuka is television. Uti is television. Toby is television. Bisola is television. Bisola too is a fantastic musician.
Yes, we know that.
Right, but she's still there because she's constantly doing TV.
So do you think that, do you see yourself as being the next Ebuka of the Big Brother show?
I want to be the next Jaypaul of the Big Brother show, but I want to leave that Big Brother tag. You get? I want people to know the Jaypaul brand, So definitely television, and I think I'm on the right track because I'm going to host a reality show very soon.
Yes,
as host. I'm on a popular TV series on African Magic as well. Man, I've been doing lots of stuff, so I'm on the right track.
Tell me about your glass.
Oh yeah, so
Your eyeglass.
I teamed up. I thought to myself, oh yeah, Jaypaul, what can you? Because the whole idea is to make sure that your name is still there, and the best investment anybody can do is invest in their name, and people already know the name Jaypaul. So merchandise was definitely one of the things. I said, okay, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing shit, everybody's doing
cream.
You're
not do cream.
I be black boy, no one, So I just said to myself, okay, what do I invest in? What's that one thing I like? Shades, and Shopnin has already been a brand, has been doing shades for a while, so we just partnered together and we created a limited edition, a special edition, Jaypaul and Shopnin called Who Be This Guy collection. And then everything was done outside the country, and all this, this is it. This and many more.
Let me see if I can see I can see wait.
You can't see yourself. You're not supposed to see yourself.
I'm supposed to be able to see myself. But this is nice. So what's this called?
Thank you. It's Jaypaul. Jaypaul is the Who Be This Guy collection. So there are different types.
I expected that you're coming on my show, like you're gonna get my own glasses.
Yeah.
And you're going to give my people out there.
I got you. We're gonna give you guys some, see Who Be This Guy, Jaypaul.
How many? On my show.
You just want to make a call the number.
Yeah. You have to tell me how many glasses are you giving? How many glasses are you giving on the show?
I'll give you guys two glasses.
2 glasses.
I'll give the audience 2.
2. So Jaypaul, Mr. Flames will be giving us 2 glasses, courtesy of.
How are we going to give them though?
So of course, a lot of people are going to send messages. They're going to tell us some certain things that they know about Paul before and after. The brands.
No family member.
No, T&Cs apply.
Okay.
T&Cs apply, but as the host, definitely, I'm going to get my own.
Oh yeah, the most definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Amazing.
I have a
amazing.
perfect one for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Gracias, thank you.
you. So yes, you have two, glasses from the what do you call it? Jaypaul.
JP
JP Nee. Why
Who be this-
JP Nee?
Yeah, that's the name of the brand,
Why-
JP Nin. But this collection is Who Be This Guy collection.
Mado.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Gracias, thank you.
Jaypaul.
Are we at the end already?
Should we continue
we're not
talking?
supposed to end this guy.
Well, no, finish it.
Hold on.
We can actually do like a live chat later, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well-
Before I go, right? I also joined the industry through a reality show about in 2006 December.
No, you don't do.
I don't say no. 2006 then, and the expectations was a lot. A lot of I was supposed to return to Benin, and a lot of people felt that I don't make 2.5 million. Do you understand? Because I was like a first runner up, and so a lot of people kept asking me for money, and I couldn't go back because I felt that the pressure
Was
would
a
be
lot.
too
Was
much.
choking.
Yes. To you, how has yours been? I mean, you are actually like on one of the biggest. You were on the biggest show.
Yeah.
How do you, how would I put
How
it?
do I,
respond to people who keep asking you for a lot?
You can't stop it. Nigerians, if they greet you, they are that good money. Something has to drop. They greet you, but something has to drop. So you can't fight it. If you don't have your money, don't kill yourself.
And so have you been able to handle that?
Yeah,
No, they
just
give at
go.
all.
We dey give when e dey. You understand? This way I dey vex. Because I'll greet you back and I'll pass. But it's a Nigerian thing. Everybody feels like, oh, this guy don't hammer, this guy don't get money. I dey imagine how many calls white money save. People will not disturb white money by now. I got drop. So we have to realize that these people are also actually human beings. So like I said earlier, when we're off on a break, and I said, when you have 1 million naira, you have 1 million problems.
Yeah.
The same thing. So these people have gotten out of their house. Life has just placed them at a very, with sudden speed, they are at a certain level. So now they have to maintain that level and go upwards and not come down.
Great. So lastly, Paul, in the Big Brother house, in the house, no girlfriends. Yeah, we saw the episode with Sasuke and everything. Outside Big Brother house, we're still expecting, okay, something was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, who is Paul? Like, are you gay or what? You don't like
no,
women? Which question? I don't know what I'm going to even ask. I just want to know, like, you didn't have anything to do in the house.
Yeah.
Outside the house, we still don't see.
Did you watch the
anything.
show?
I followed you because of you.
You don't see I kiss
watched-
almost how many girls for that?
Oh, I forgot that side. That one. There was no emotion. I don't see emotion inside there. But tell me.
Oh,
though.
definitely, I'm a lesbian. I like girls. But I think I had a different reason why I was going on the show, right? Before the show, to tell you how mentally ready I was, for 6 months before the show, I didn't touch any woman. Like, I wasn't drinking.
Went on
I wasn't
sabbatical.
doing anything just because I wanted to condition my mind
Oh wow.
for where
You
I was
weren't
going.
drinking. You
I
weren't
wasn't
womanizing.
doing- I wasn't
Nothing.
doing- It could even be smoking beside me and I'll run away because I don't want to perceive anything. Like, it was that serious for me. So I mentally was getting prepared for this thing. I knew that if I had the opportunity again, I'm going to clinch it.
If you have the opportunity to date any girl from your season, from your set right now, who would that person be?
Ha! For my season, date any girl. For my season. I don't know. The level we would do now, we see ourselves as sisters and brothers.
I'm just asking you just said, if you are, definitely, if it's reverse is the case, you would clinch and whatnot. So right now, if you have the opportunity
To date any girl.
to date any girl right now,
On
who
the
would
show.
that be on the show?
Off my head. Or there has to be a reason to it.
I'm asking, like, who would that person be? Who would Paul love to have had something with in and outside the house?
Wow. This kind of question. For some reason, I felt like if I had spent more time with JMK, right, we would have clicked on a different level.
You like them big, huh?
Actually, I like them. I felt like if I spent more time with JMK, it might not have been anything sexual, but we would have actually been really chilled. We're actually really chilled now, but there probably might have been more. Yeah.
So is there a woman in your life right now?
No,
Paul!
unfortunately. It's me and the money, baby.
Okay, so Paul is still very single.
Yes, I am.
Hopefully. So who's your dream girl? What's your what kind of girl would you love to date?
Oh man, a fierce woman who has it going in sense that I want a woman who is on the same frequency with me, who when I look at her, she dey achieve things wey go dey ginger me sef to achieve more things. Do you understand? So I want two of us to complement each other. I want her to push me, for me to push her, and then we push ourselves. So yeah, enterprising, entrepreneur, peaceful. I like peace. I know like stress. Yeah, beautiful, definitely, and yeah.
Great. So what are your 3 top quotes that keeps you going regardless of the situation?
I think it's just one quote. I have one quote, and the reason why is because as a child I saw that my dad framed it on the wall, so every time we go to the bathroom, it's there and we see it. So it says, be nice to people on your way up, because when you're coming down, you would need them and you'll meet them again.
So you need them to take you
Yeah.
up. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, we have been looking at the life of a reality TV star, looking at how, they have been after going on a reality TV show where millions had to watch, and how he has been able to cope. It's been an amazing time out. Yes, if you have more questions to ask Mr. Flames or any other guests that you wish to see on the show, please let us know by dropping the comments there on our social media handle. Slide into our DM and trust Amina to do the job. This is the Amina Atairu Show. Thank you for always staying tuned. Bye-bye.